Hello, welcome back. Patrick Christys tonight with me, Ben Leo, only on GB News. Tomorrow's newspaper front pages are coming very shortly, but first, the high street chain Boots has sparked outrage with its very woke Christmas advert, which included gender-neutral pronouns. The ad shows the Bridgerton actress Ajayo Adanhu referring to kids awaiting Christmas presents with the gender-neutral term them rather than him or her. Let's take a look.
Shall we? How do I look?
Slaying.
Maya?
Fabulous.
Really?
She'll love that.
Robin?
Oh, that's very them.
The actress was, of course, the subject of over 8,000 complaints after describing the Buckingham Palace balcony as terribly white during ITV's coverage of the coronation back in May last year. And cast your minds back to Christmas last year when Marks & Spencer issued a grovelling apology after social media users complained about burning hats that resembled the colours of the Palestinian flag. Well, the UK grapples with yet more woke madness. Over in the US, meanwhile, Donald Trump is preparing to reverse trans policies with a bill making it clear there are only two genders.
No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago. Under my leadership, this madness will end.
I'm joined now by the founder and CEO of See Change Happen, Joanne Lockwood. Joanne, good evening. Donald Trump's right, isn't he? This concept of gender and pronouns was something of a mystery just some years ago.
Oh, hi, Ben. It's great to be here this evening. I've just watched that clip that you just showed there, and I'm afraid I had to chuckle. I mean, I think the world has seen President-elect Trump say some pretty crazy, off-the-wall things over the last couple of years, more so in the last couple of months. He has a view, he has an opinion, he has a voting base, and he motivates and speaks to his tribe. I can't change his opinion. The world's not going to change his opinion. We have to accept he's going to say some crazy stuff. And this is just one of the things he's talking about at the moment. History has shown over many, many millennia that trans people exist. Trans people have existed since the beginning of records began. And we still see cultures around the world that have a multitude of genders, not just male, female, non-binary. They have multiple. In fact, I'm aware that some cultures have up to 6 genders. And these are cultures that have never been touched by the internet, never been infected by any wokeism, in quotes. So genders is a social construct. We decide what there is, and for President-elect Trump to come up with these statements is typically him. I
don't want to focus on Donald Trump too much. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Joanne, is that most people watching this advert and watching people like Sam Smith who go on the One Show on BBC and say, fisher them instead of fishermen. He said it again, fisher them. They just think it's just completely balmy. There are only around 260,000 people living in England and Wales, according to the March 2021 census, who identify with a different gender. So as much as we respect trans people, you are a minority. So the question is, why is it rammed down the public's throats so much?
Wait, is it really being rammed down the public's throat? I mean, the previous segment to this, you were talking about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and everyone's entitled to speak freely. So what we've got now is we've got the unwoke, the anti-woke people getting really upset like snowflakes about using a couple of words in an advert. You can't have it both ways. You can't advocate for free speech and be able to talk about this freely, and then when someone correctly genders a trans person or a non-binary person by using pronouns such as they and them, now the anti-woke are getting upset and crying about it and saying, hang on a minute, how is this allowed?
Well, Joanne, no one's asking for the advert to be banned. I think most right-thinking people just don't understand why they need to do it. I mean, as I said, only 200,000 people in the UK identify with a made-up gender. So why, in that context, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. What is the agenda behind it? What's the point of it?
I mean, you use the phrase "made-up gender" there.
Sorry, Joanne. I really respect you. I respect trans people. I respect everybody, but they are made-up gender. I mean, there is male and there is female. If you took a trans person and mummified them and discovered them in 2,000 years and looked at their chromosomes and their body, they'd say male or female. They wouldn't say, pansexual, binary, or whatever else it is. They'd be male or female. That's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, but we're not examining that person's brain, are we? What we're doing is we're drawing conclusions based on physical anatomy, and we know there are multiple different chromosomal types and diverse sexual developments, and there are many people with intersex. So we can't just say that there is just male and female. Come on, the world has moved
Well,
on.
there is. I mean, I could say that I'm a dog. And people, I could ask people to respect me as identifying as a dog, but truth be known, when it comes to it, I'm not a dog. Likewise, people who have pronouns, made-up pronouns, they are not what they say they are. Essentially, at a biological level, the fact of the matter is they are male or female. And again, I say that with respect. I don't mean to diminish anybody, but I'm just saying from a very factual point of view, they are made up. You're either male or you're female, no?
I'm not disputing the fact that one has chromosomes and chromosomal pairs, XX, XY, and people with diverse sexual development, people who are intersex, have a variety of different chromosomal makeups. I'm not saying that one's biology can ever change. What I'm saying is there's a misalignment between one's biology and one's gender. And a gender is in our society is a social construct. The definition of masculine and feminine are all made up constructs.
I get that. I get your point. I get your point, Joanne, and I respect it. But it's so niche. Why do you think Boots have done this? Why do you think they feel the need to include it? You accept it's a niche thing as well. People having different, multiple genders or pronouns. You accept it's niche. So why would a massive corporation like Boots want to do this? Do you think?
To show that their brand is inclusive of people with multiple identities and multiple genders. Whoever wrote the script for that advert clearly decided that that person's child was non-binary. Therefore, they used the correct pronouns to describe that person's child. That's simply what it was. And again, people are getting woke and anti-woke and upset about all this and crying, hang on a minute, but then they cry for free speech. You can't have free speech and then criticise people for being inclusive and using different language. If it really stresses you that much, get over it. Come on.
Yeah, well, I think the market is going to speak. Lots of people saying they will boycott Boots this Christmas at the most lucrative time of the year for them. Joanne, my only concern...
I can go and shop there without bumping into people who are going to be anti-me. I mean, that's fine. Bring it on. It'd be a safe space. Every trans person is going to flock there, their family. Yeah. Most people are within 1 degree of separation between someone who is trans or gender diverse. The world is not going to uninvent itself, just because people are getting upset. So
Joanne,
I really appreciate it.
As a last point, my only concern would be that all this stuff, when you, and again, I'll say it, you really try and ram the agenda down people's throats when actually the fact is most people have no problem with trans people regardless. But when you go this extra step to really hammer the point home when you don't need to, I think it does the community a disservice, your community.
Who's ramming what down whose throat?
Well, Boots is ramming pronouns down our throats. That's what's being rammed down throats.
I mean, I don't see any big shunt going down your throat here. I just see an advert celebrating Christmas, using gender-neutral pronouns that are very ubiquitous. They're not a niche thing. People have heard of them. Every person in the country is aware of pronouns. We've talked about gender-neutral pronouns, they, them. No one's ramming anything down their throat. And you have the button on your remote control, and you can press the off button.
Turn off.
You can change
I agree.
if it offends you.
OK, Joanne Lockwood, CEO of See Change Happen, thank you for joining me this evening. Let me know what you think about that at home, gbnews.com/your say. Coming up, the very first of tomorrow's newspaper front pages have just arrived. I'll bring you them in just a tick.
Well,
Only on GB News, Britain's news channel.